You guys grab ass for long enough while I was eating.
Oh, by the way, she did respond, and I screenshotted it and sent it in the meme chat.
Yeah, the proof is in meme chat. It's there. And they agreed.
I just want to say you're starting to be a youth minister, so...
So that's a wolf. Let him know a youth
He
minister
just
agrees.
she's studying to be a youth minister, and he sent this to his girlfriend, his Christian girlfriend.
She agreed. I'm a genius.
He has balls. I'll give him that. I wouldn't have chanced that.
That's so funny.
Man, you almost screwed yourself out of not getting anything later. All right.
It was a make it or break it move.
Yeah, you know, I respect it, Cook. I'm not gonna lie. I really respect that. Fuck.
He won that artifact fair
That's
and
some
square.
balls. All right, yeah, I'll be giving you something by next session. Just remind me after this to look up some or to make you something.
No problem.
All right.
Can the artifact be the cool armor of invulnerable?
I got an idea.
That's a good one. A lot of people like that one.
Oh.
All right, boys.
It's so cool.
So, now that you've had about an hour of grab ass,
Yes,
shall we begin?
indeed.
Good. Shut the fuck up. Last time we left off, the party managed to, well, fight a grand Snicknesh. A weakened Snicknesh, but a grandeur Snicknesh nonetheless. After barely escaping with his life, poor Brazzy, unfortunately, awakened the mighty Snicknesh dragon mecha that he is. After awakening him, unfortunately, he also caught the attention of Vasul, which would cause Snicknesh, who had never seen a Luxodon before, let alone a white Luxodon, to go charging off to eat the rare delicacy that Vasul is. Thankfully, Snicknesh could not talk and call him the white elephant that he was. But after a while of fighting and Tilcat's healing of the great Snicknesh, the party managed to finally escape him as he was captured and drugged to the arena. We come back to the party having just finished off that fight. Damaged, exhausted, and beaten to a bloody pulp in some cases. Many horses were harmed in the making of this session. What would you all like to do?
I'm pretty untouched. I'm pretty alright with this.
Suddenly,
I'd like to
Snicknesh falls on
continue
you.
onwards to the-
No.
I'd like to continue to go get to the guild to pay the dues we owe, and get the stuff I need to make a few things.
You were never even given the name of a guild.
Fuck. Well, the prince is here. I'm gonna ask him for
The
name
prince
of
is
the guild.
gone. He went off with Snicknesh. He wasn't walking with them.
Oh god, I'm gonna look at the guy who keeps getting called to find directions to the guild so we can pay our dues without getting our asses kicked.
So
The fuck was that thing?
you're gonna insult Bardress, okay?
No, I'm gonna look at him and say, ask that. Ask him to find out directions before something else big and huge decides to chase after Vasul trying to eat him.
No, Bargis is leaving for that shop.
I think I'm gonna travel with Barges.
Okay. All right. As Bardress and Vasul head off.
I'll follow them because I have nowhere else to go. I just want to go get what I need to get.
Okay, Brazzy.
There's nothing particularly that I need to do right now. So, I was about to say I'm going to go with. I'm just gonna go follow. Oh, I can't. Tilcat.
Okay.
Tilcat. Nick.
You're
No,
following all-
Tilcat. Yeah,
following
it's
Tilcat.
Tilcat. Nick is in the Sunday campaign. All right. So
Yeah, I'll go follow him.
as the party heads out, what exactly was the shop you were heading to, Bardress?
We did not get the name of it, but the one owned by that merchant. He mentioned. I think he mentioned where
Oh.
it was.
The slaver. Yes, you never did get his name. You just know he is
No.
the only slaver in the entire city.
And I believe he gave us. You never said where, but you said he gave us directions to where.
Yes, he gave you general directions towards his shop and called it the shit. What was the name? The
Golden something.
Yeah, the Golden Telpa. That was it. Because
Yeah, sounds about
it was a joke on the fact that his shop has been made a pun of in another town as a brothel shops. Okay. So as you guys head out and head towards the merchant district in the commoners area, heading back along the bridge, Brazzi looking around, seeing the bridge he almost fell off of twice.
Oh wait, I need to warn Brazzy before we go.
Okay.
But this is the guy that had a bounty on his head. You probably shouldn't come to this shop with us. This is the guy who gave us your bounty poster. As I take it from, presumably Tilket's gonna hand it to me.
The one.
Yeah, I'll
As you
pull it out and hand it.
As you pull it out and hand it to him, the ink is still very wet on it.
I mean, yeah, because it was in the.
Don't smudge it. Tilcat just looks tired.
I'll just hold it up to let Brazzy see his
Brazzy, as you look at this looks like a female, very terribly drawn high elf, with what looks to be a gypsy woman's outfit of a belly dancer's outfit.
Yeah, that doesn't look like me at all.
While it doesn't look like me, it doesn't look like you. You're the one they're looking for, and I'm pretty sure they know what you look like.
It does say black elf on it, and it's below it says wanted for 500 gold pieces right now.
You changed the price?
That's what it shows on the thing.
Oh, it was 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the guy said 2,000. He'd offer 2,000 for him.
And it did originally say 2,000. I can confirm that.
Weird. Okay. Whatever.
All right. Well, I will go. I'll be in the nearby vicinity of you, not inside the building, but I'll be relatively near.
Okay.
Anything you want us to look for you?
A fancy hat,
and the
maybe?
prince is holding your money as well.
Oh, I could use that money.
He wouldn't let us take it for you to give to you, so he's still holding it.
It was 5,000 gold pieces.
I'll go see. I'll go ahead and visit.
I forgot the name of that. I forgot to write it.
Keep in touch, and I'm gonna go ahead and walk off to collect my money.
Okay.
By the way, didn't we already kind of give our dues away because we didn't take the full amount?
You took the 5,000. Yes, each of you took 5,000 gold pieces apiece.
Well, he said he was holding 1,000 from each of us to go pay the dues for us, but we
Nope,
could still
he
stop
did not.
in.
He did not say that. I know that for a fact.
All that was said was we're being paid 5,000 and we owe 1,000.
Yep.
That's all that was said.
And it's 1,000 total, not each individually.
Oh.
Yep.
So we're each
So
going
he
to pay
only
250.
Mm-hmm.
I took 1,000 off my gold already in anticipation, so
No.
time to do some math.
Brain.
What do you mean
Start
just
being-
at 1,000? What do you?
Just
All
take
right.
1,000, we'll pay the 250 when it comes
So
to it.
while Bardris, Tilcat try to teach Vasul basic mathematics, as Vasul counts back out a bunch of gold pieces into his back into his coin purse.
He's just summoning them.
Brazzy, we're gonna jump to you for a moment. You said you wanted to go find the prince. You have no idea where that said prince lives, and you were never told as you were walking away.
Damn it!
I have directions. You want to come back?
I'm going back to see where he is.
All right, as you realize you have no idea where this man is, you come back to see Vasul counting gold coins back into a coin purse.
And we're helping him by counting.
4,325.
No.
One at a time. Okay.
The one where we met him before. Yeah.
As they point off to the left, you see a very vibrantly pink castle.
Oh,
That one.
okay.
Be careful, they might eye you up a bit.
I'll be fine. Okay, talk to you guys later. And I'll, give him a little nod.
Okay, Brazzy, okay. Vasul, you didn't miscount, did you?
1,300.
You messed up my count.
As Vasul takes out all the gold coins and starts over.
You can count while we walk.
I'll fuck with them and keep track tallying on a piece of scrap paper.
Vasul, I require an intelligence check.
I don't know. You didn't count.
I
wanna-
would. Now, I would give you that check if my computer wasn't causing problems and I had to restart it.
Okay, you owe me an intelligence check. Brazzy, we're gonna jump over to you while Vasul fixes his computer. Alright. So, hopefully your rolls are better. Okay, so as you head out towards this rather large pink castle, you get closer and closer, and you see the very exquisite garden with flowers from all over the world. Maids and butlers walking about as dwarven nobles seem to be spending time around fountains in this garden. This is a rather large estate. You see the grandeur of the doors being two what looks to be dwarven maidens blowing a horn at each other, carved into the stone door itself. As the wolf in the background laughs, as you head closer and closer to the entrance or the front door, you see one of the older dwarves seems to walk up to you and go, "Sir, can I help you?"
Hello, my name is Brasi Rafano. I was under one of the employment of one of your princes here, and I was ready to collect my pay.
And you see him pull out a little notebook and start flipping through it. You don't look like a female elf.
Did he think that I was female? Because I'm very much
It
not.
says here, female black elf.
I am not a female black elf.
Do you?
You're not a good
It also says here that you work for an old white guy that delivers gifts. I'm a little confused. You do not look like such things.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
I don't know who you're referencing here. I
But
don't
he's not
work.
rude.
I'm sorry,
Bring up
sir.
the orc incident.
But
you're-
unless you can prove to me somehow that you are the female elf that Prince Ogain is awaiting, I cannot do anything for you.
I think you need to bring along another party member to prove that you're of that party.
No, that's the wrong prince.
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
No,
that's
that's the right prince. That's the prince.
Is that okay?
Uh-huh.
He's waiting for someone else.
The Ogain thinks he's waiting for someone, or is waiting for. Yes. Well, Prince Ogain's the only one. Prince Mir doesn't speak and never mentioned anybody of your looking. I did have a merchant come by a few minutes ago speaking about a female elf wearing a belly dancer's outfit that had tried to steal money from him, but again, you look a little, as he looks you up and down, you look a little more masculine than what I would expect. So, again, what can I do for you, good sir?
Well, I still very much need to collect my pay. How long do you think it would take for me to see the prince?
Well, Prince Ogain is currently busy at the Colosseum. They captured a new monster today. Surprise! Very good to hear. We've been low on war beasts recently. You could go and try and get his attention there. He is, as he looks down, he flips a couple pages, and licks his thumb and flips a few more and goes, he should be in the merchants portion of the area. If you're looking for him, if you know who he is, you should know what he looks like.
Okay, do you have any idea when he'll return? Because I'd rather not have to go looking for my payment.
Oh, rather large war beast like that. From the description, I imagine he'll do pretty well in the pit, so it could be 4 to 5 days before he returns.
4 to 5 days till I get my payment.
Oh, that's assuming you are the person he owes.
Like, wait a year. You can wait 4 days.
I cannot help you unless you have one of your party mates. Listed here as a fat dwarf scholar.
He has a sending stone on him. He could
The
contact us.
child dwarf, or the famous white elephant of the Underdark.
Vasul is our mascot now. I don't care what anyone says.
I can go ahead and grab one of those real quickly if you'll just wait here.
I work here and don't leave ever, as I am a servant of the household. So please feel free to return at any time and call upon me once again. You may call me the head butler, if you request it, or you may address me as Sir Sai.
Okay, thank you. I'll see you again
You have
soon.
a sending stone,
And
don't forget.
You do have a sending stone, that is
I
correct.
know I have a sending stone.
He
I'm
kinda-
going to go ahead and grab them myself.
He gives you a slight bow and says, "Have a great day, good sir."
You too. bye-bye. And I'm gonna go run off and find my companions and
I'm putting my phone on silent.
go ahead and...
I added a mute button to our
As
sending stone before
Bardris
he
turns
left.
off his sending stone.
Intelligence check.
Did he finally get his computer to work?
I was smart of you.
16.
Vasul, after a while, somehow you end up with 100 extra gold pieces. Congratulations. Add that to your inventory. You're not sure where.
It's some random fucking people
Okay.
as you were going.
As you guys are all heading down towards it, you cross the bridge that you came in on, heading down towards the Commoner's District. It takes you guys about a half an hour, and I'm going to say, Brazi, how are you going to get past the gate guards who are definitely going to be eyeing you up, because that is the person who gave them the bounty.
The gate guards?
That saw the bounty, yes.
They have to go I have to go past the gate guards.
Yeah, because it's a tiered city, so you are going past a a minor wall where, you remember the bridge you were trying to teleport around?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're heading down that bridge, unless you'd like to go around the city, which will take you a lot longer to find your party.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my sending stone. I'm gonna go ahead and
Okay.
and I'm gonna go ahead and say, hey guys, they're kind of withholding pay from me right now because they don't think that I am under the employment of the prince. If one of you guys could come over, I would very much appreciate it.
I'm
Well,
gonna give them give Brazi, not Brazi. I'm gonna give Bardris the shopping list of stuff I need and 1,000 gold, and be like, I'll pay you back anything else. I need the other type of. I need the stone that the magic stone that will help me make the. I forget the name of it. Fuck.
And this is why we keep notes.
I had it written
The
down.
best part is I
thought.
know what he needs. I just want to see if he can remember. Because
It starts with an L, and that's all I remember right now.
Lodestone?
You need lyrium.
Lyrium, thank you.
How much?
I need lyrium. Give me about 2 pounds of it if possible, and then potassium
I don't think-
nitrate
We're going
and
to a
sugar.
magic item shop. I don't think they're gonna sell raw materials.
If
Just
he
where are
doesn't, then just make sure then just give me the list back.
Golem rod.
I guess.
No, it's Manrod.
If you also can find an actual golem control rod,
Doubt
Let
it,
him
but
know
I'll
I'm
see what I can do. Now go help Brazi.
I'll head back to Braz.
Okay, so as you head back up the bridge with your smaller legs, it takes you a little bit. It's a little exhausting climbing up this bridge once again. Up and down and up and down as you go. You come up and the guards kind of look at you and go, kind of with a weird look, wondering why you've come back so quickly, and then go back to their duties, ignoring you. On the other side, you can see clearly Brazi just standing there, waiting.
Let's go get your pay, jackass.
That isn't my name, but okay. Thank you.
Alright, as you guys head back to the pink castle, a very vibrantly pink castle, one of the maids kind of comes up to you and looks at you kind of funny and seeing Tilcat and goes, "Oh, you've got a child!"
I immediately pipe up. No, miss, I was here under employment of the prince. I need to talk to Sai, please.
You don't know who
Sir
Sai
Sai.
is. You didn't meet Sai last time, so...
We met the
You haven't
butler.
told his
We need to
name.
talk to the head butler.
You never met the head... Yeah, I was going to say, you never met the head butler. She just kind of looks at you and nods, and you see the very old dwarf comes in. And now, for some reason, he is wearing a very large kilt with a few skulls on it that are a little larger than a dwarven skull, and seem to have their teeth still intact with very large, like, tusk-like things coming up from their side of their jaws. And he's wearing his typical, like, butler shirt, like a normal dress shirt, jacket, and little, what's the word I'm looking for? Tie. And he comes up and goes, "Can I... Oh, the man who was a woman, yes. Hello, how can I help you?" As he looks at
I
Brazi.
pipe up, probably still out of sight. I'm the one speaking for the moment. I'm down here.
Oh,
This is the
sir.
other party member who helped with the clearing of the orcs incident a year ago that we came to get paid for earlier.
"Oh, good Tilcat. It's good to see you've grown," as he smiles. "Yes, I can go ahead and have that for you. It'll only take a couple moments, as I need to get confirmation from the prince to release payment, and then not a problem." As he
Not a
turns
problem.
and heads
I'm
back into
happy.
the house. He leaves, and after a few moments, you can see him in the window talking to what looks to be a rather large sending stone. That seems to have like a light version, is almost like a holographic version of the prince talking to him.
I really want to study that now.
And he comes back out and goes, "Ah, sorry for the confusion. Brazi, was it?"
Yes, Brazzy.
Ah, my apologies. Yes, here is 2,000 gold pieces that you are owed.
Bounty.
He looks at you and goes, "I apologize, your bounty was paid off recently by the prince himself. Apparently someone had put one on you for 2,500 gold pieces, so, and the 500 held is for another charge."
That's fine. Thank you.
He nods and he goes, "Have a great day, good sir, and please try to look less effeminate when you're out and about."
Sir, may I ask one more thing? Where would I go to get to the guild so I can get my identification from them?
The guild? Oh, they would be in the scholarly district. You can go down there, and as you cross the bridge from the nobles district that we're in currently, as he points down the street, and you see a rather large bridge, he goes, "Head down there, and then in the center square of the scholarly district, right off the bridge, you'll see it straight in front of you. It should be a giant building with what looks to be a golden owl in front of it."
Alright, thank you. I'm gonna look at Brother and say, we're going there and get you some identification. That way people stop mistaking you as female. Let's go.
Wait, we're putting identification on me?
You're
gonna get
getting a
blood
card, damn it.
You hear the butler go, "Also be careful, I heard there's a thief out there by the name of Ooga Booga or something of that sort.
Bunga? Yeah, I've heard of the bastard.
Yeah, he's considered armed and dangerous, so be very careful at night." As he
If
kind
I
of goes
see him,
back.
I'll make sure he leaves with an iron foot up his ass.
He nods and goes back to his work, heading back into the small castle. All right. So as Tilcat and Brazi start heading towards the guild, we'll come back to you in a moment. Bardris and Vasul,
Yes, Paladin 1 and Paladin 2. Yes, indeed.
as you head down into the commoners district, you see, mostly what looks to be commoners, peasants, your average dwarves and normal commoners' clothing walking around. A few, here and there, a few goblins that seem to have been put in chains that are being dragged about the city. But otherwise, it seems to be what you'd expect of a small, rather metropolis-like city of dwarves. As you go walking about, you eventually come across the shopper or the more merchant district, and you see a bunch of shops. Most of them seem to have a commonality of having a golden owl on them at some point or another, attached to their own individual markings. But as you look about, you finally do see that merchant from earlier sitting in front of the store with his golden Telpa sign, and you see him smoking what looks to be a rather large green cigar.
Awesome. I'm gonna head over.
Okay, as you and Vasul head over, as you guys walk up, he kind of looks over at you and goes, "Ah, yes, good sirs. You are Bardris and big guy Vasul, was it?"
Yeah.
Indeed.
"Ah, yes. It's good to see you two well. Your friend, the pretty one was here recently. The one who bought the watch from me. How's he doing?"
Wait, this isn't the merchant that I wanted. I wanted to see the slaver. This isn't the slaver.
This is the
it?
slaver, yeah. Same guy.
Oh, he's the same guy because he came all the way with us from there.
Uh-huh.
Right? Yes, well, you mentioned that we should visit. We thought we'd see what you had.
Yes, I have plenty of wares. I'm actually just relaxing after breaking a few in. What can I find for you?
Vasul, would you like to start? I believe you mentioned that you were looking for armor.
Yes, I'm looking for some heavier armor for me to give me more protection.
Plate, half plates,
Plate
flesh. Got it. 1 second. As he walks into the store, closing the door behind him, you see 2 bars magically appear and lock it, holding it up. And he goes, you hear him in the back, and then suddenly you hear like what sounds like an intercom go, plate. 1 second. Yes, and then he comes back out and hands you what looks to be some cast-off armor plate.
Ooh, how much?
I'll tell you. Normally I'd sell it for about 1,500 gold pieces, so I'll tell you 1,000.
Okay, deal.
He nods and comes out with it and sets it down on the ground for you, as it's rather large. It actually looks to be built for what looks to be maybe an orc of some sort. This is well-fine armor as you look it up and down. It looks to have been one solid piece made individually. You don't see any smith mark, though, which is uncommon amongst the dwarven lands. And alright, go ahead and remove 1,000 gold from your inventory.
Yep, already done.
He kind of looks over and goes, and, anything else?
Yes, before I look for armor, the small one gave me a shopping list.
Yes.
I believe he was looking for lyrium. I told him not to expect much, but
You know, it's funny. I had just sold it recently to 2 travelers, my entire supply. 2 white-haired. Well, one was white-haired, one was black-haired. 2 humanoid boys. Different colored eyes. One purple, the other like a golden color. One with white, one with black hair. They were traveling with a large group in the area. They were hunting a big beast, apparently.
Unfortunate.
I'll have another shipment in by about a week. It was about 60 pounds they bought off me, so it's not easy to come by that size, and I get more and more requests these days.
I was also curious as I reached into my bag and pull out Rosmium of how much this goes while raw.
How much are you showing him?
I'm just taking out a small handful, but I'm asking how much it's worth, like in general, for pounds, like pound for pound.
He looks at you and goes, per pound, with raw material. Well, let's see. You could probably make around 12 potions with that. So, depending on the gardener, he looks at you and goes, I'm gonna say about 1,000 GP, maybe 2,000, depending on the merchant.
Oh, excellent, I say as I pull out a pound of Rosmium.
Alright, I'll tell you what. And he looks it over and says, looks like you kind of scuffed it a bit, and it's a little rough around the edges. I'll have to break it down more. I'll give you 1,500.
Fair. And then you can take off some for, I'm also looking for plate.
He puts he hands you 1,500 gold, takes the rosmium off your hands, and goes, plate, are you looking for your size or his size? As he looks to Vasul. Your size. Let me get the breastplate stretcher. Let me see what I can find. And he goes looking around. For your size, about 1,100 gold pieces for a thing of plate.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah.
All right, he sets it down and he looks at you and holds out his hand.
What, do you want my hand or do you want payment?
He wants payment.
Yeah, I'll give him the gold.
Okay, so you can take 1,100 off your inventory.
I need a 400 profit. This is good. This is a good day.
He looks at you and says, anything else? Any other requests you're looking for? I did recently get a changeling in, if you're interested, or what I think's a changeling. Mouthy fellow. Tried to sell me dirt as spice. Quite interesting.
Can you bring them up for a second?
I'll be honest, he's in chains right now, and to be fair, I have 2 guards on him. I don't even think that'll hold him. Keeps shape-shifting.
I think I know who that is.
You know him? He's not for sale then.
Huh. Nah, you can leave.
And he goes, alright, well, if that's the case. And he goes back to her. Anything else I can do for you?
No, if you don't have any delirium, I'll go get them from somewhere else. I don't know if we're going to be here for a week. I think that's all I need for now, but the other 2 might be here soon. Who knows what they'll need.
Alright, well, if your friends show up. I will warn you, I am still looking for that female elf that I had captured recently. She, runaway slave. I'm offering a bounty of about 1,000 gold if you find her. No criminal wrongdoings, I just want to get my merchandise back.
Haven't seen any female elves. I'll keep an eye out.
Oh, alright. He looks and he goes, as far as it goes, let me think. Did I have any... By chance, how's that watch working for you?
Has it been working fine? I would assume so.
I mean, you haven't used it.
I mean, I'm sure I've been looking at it every so often.
I mean, it's telling the time.
I mean, it's working fine. Haven't had any issues.
Oh, okay. Well, anything for you? Anything else you needed, big fellow? As he looks to Vasul.
Do you know where I can buy a good mount?
For your size, you are the mount. No offense.
Understandable.
I mean, my horse could carry him.
We don't sell anything for. As he looks you up and down, looks really up. There ain't much for someone of your size these days.
Yeah, it's surprisingly a good war horse can carry him.
As you start to hear a rustle in the background, or in the back of the shop for a second, excuse me, it sounds I have an issue, and he kind of goes back into the shop.
I'm waiting.
After about a few minutes, a young man appears out, or running out of the building, not being chased by anybody. He looks to be a dwarf of some sort, as he appears in the background.
Caspian, the return.
No, we don't know it's Cassidy. We just see a dwarf. We've never seen him as a dwarf before.
Yep, as this dwarf comes running out, he looks, like a normal dwarf as he comes running out in full plate with a glowing golden sword, as well as a rather large shield, and comes kind of running out with no one chasing him and no one seems to notice him.
Huh. Well, you don't see that every day.
Do I see the people who I used to travel with?
Well, you see one of them. You recognize immediately the rather plumper dwarf compared to the people around here.
Interesting. I want to take a look around, make sure I'm not being followed by the people who took me.
No, they think you're a guard. You successfully pulled off your heist.
Sounds good. I'm going to quickly walk over to the plump one.
Only plump it'll stab you.
And whisper into his ear, meet me a mile north in an hour, and walk away.
Alright, as the dwarf walks off, after whispering in Bargis's ear, he disappears down one of the alleyways, and as you kind of look over in the area, he just outright vanishes into the shadows.
Alright, well, I will tell Vasul to head and meet up with the others if he's willing to.
Okay.
To tell Tilcat that they did not have what he wanted.
Okay.
So I'll give him his feedback later.
Alright, well,
And I'm gonna look around at random shops until an hour is up, and I'll be there by an hour.
okay. We'll come back to you in a minute. Brazi and Tilcat, as you kind of go over the bridge, kind of passing through a bunch of men in what looks to be robes and such, heading towards what looks to be that building that you were explained, a very large wooden complex, which is very unusual for this area, with this massive golden owl kind of up in front of the building. For a moment, as you're walking by or going down the hill, Tilcat and Brazi. Well, Tilcat, you see a dwarf that's kind of looks off to you. Although this time he's in scholarly robes, you see him kind of walking with what looks to be a rather large shield on his back and a golden shining sword, heading towards the exit of town on this side, heading past the guild. And for a moment he looks familiar, and then just like that he seems to disappear once again.
Huh. I didn't think plump dwarves were around here.
Alright.
Going to push you.
As you and Brazi head over to the guild, heading in, you actually see what looks to be a high elf standing at the desk. And as he kind of waves you over,
Oh, thank God.
you see this scholarly dwarf also standing off to the side, like talking to another merchant inside the shop, asking questions about this and that, and looks to be trying to pawn off a big, rather large jar of dirt for something or other.
I know that's dirt very clearly. I'm not saying anything. I'm just going to direct my attention directly to the
Do you know that dirt very clearly? Were you here when that happened?
No, he wasn't. No, Tilcat was
no,
not.
I
You
wasn't.
know that dirt.
Tell a jar of dirt from a
You
jar
don't know
of
what he's
anything.
selling it for. You just know he's selling a jar of dirt.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. That's not my business. It's
Okay.
a jar of
No,
dirt.
it
He
looks
can
like a
be
jar
doing
of
whatever he
Yeah.
wants with it.
To you, it looks like a jar of dirt, but
This is draconian spice.
yeah, you hear in the distance that it's something about draconian spice. Oh god.
I ignored entirely. I was
Yeah.
a merchant. I know the game.
Okay. So as
So I'm
yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna look at the high elf and be like, well, we were apparently signed up with a guild a year ago. I'm just here to see if we collect some identification for myself and
to pay.
Okay.
and to pay my dues and for him to pay his dues because I keep getting mistaken for a dwarven child even though I'm a gnome, and he keeps getting mistaken as a woman.
Brazzy, are you wearing any of your nobility any signet rings or anything that would identify you as part of the House of Rothenthal?
Would I?
I'm asking you, is it on your character sheet?
No, I probably. Well, I would probably have the my ring, my little, for the genie thing.
Yeah.
It probably would be that.
Okay. As he looks at you, he goes, Rothenthal? Wow, rare to have a member of your house this far out.
Don't worry about it. I'm fine. It's how do you know me?
Well, if that ain't sketchy as fuck.
He looks at you and goes, your house is pretty well known. I'm I served one of the high elven houses when we visited towards those lands. Are you are you part of the main branch? Are you one of the 4 or 5 sons that they have? He looks at you kind of confused.
I am, yeah.
Ah, so you must be, and he kind of looks up at over for a second. Brazzy, was it? Brazy?
Yeah.
Brazzy.
Brazzy, yeah, that'd be me.
I'm good friends with your father, actually. Good man, nice, very kind man.
Kind is the word.
Glad you can catch him with a friend, Brazzy.
You said your name was... He kind of looks away from you.
Spoke? Oh.
He goes, you said your name was Tilcat, is that correct?
Yes, Tilcat.
Alright, let me look your names up. Yes, Brazzy, your payment has... Oh, your guys have gotten your guild membership paid. And he points down at the dwarf selling the draconic dirt, and you hear the man talking about almost 2,000 gold pieces.
Oh no.
And he goes, yes, that man paid off your group's payment, surprisingly. He just showed up here and started bartering with some of the draconic spice he managed to get. Very rare stuff in these lands.
Alright. I was also wondering where I might be able to purchase some certain items I need.
Well, if you're looking for rare goods, the Golden Tulpa is the best option. Although, your friend here, I would warn, be careful with, the Rothenals. They're well known for their ability to speak, as he smiles at Rozzy and goes, I've seen their collections of rare and intricate people.
I helped my father around diplomatic missions. I don't. Have I ever spoken to you before?
And then he goes, oh, I was once a slave, as he pulls down his neck, and you see immediately, you recognize the slave brand of of one of the high elven houses.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Yes, I paid for my freedom recently, and I headed out this way. I was traveling along with an older gentleman for a while. He unfortunately decided to settle down and set up a shop in the Nordic lands. Had a nice bit of good, rare magic items that got stolen from him. Poor fellow.
Well, I'm glad you managed to get out of there. Good on you.
He nods and goes, yes, not many of us are as lucky, but your identification. And he goes through and says, give me a moment. And he carves into some stone for a second, a strange rune, and hands it to you. Brazzy Rothenthal, you should be fine. And Tilcat, here you go.
I take it happily.
And as you look at the bottom, it says your names based on what you've told him, and then below it says...
Nibnil.
Yeah, it says guild member, or official owl, the Golden Owl guild member, and then below that says, for Brazzy, it says noble, and then Tilcat, yours says scholar.
Alright. Does my age also show up on it?
It does not.
Fuck.
He
I'm
goes,
still gonna get mistaken as a child.
if you are in need of anything, I recommend you talk to the dwarf over there. And he looks and sees that there is no longer a dwarf there, but there is a dragonborn sitting, a red dragonborn sitting on a bench, just kind of sitting there staring at you guys.
Wait a second. I'm gonna walk over to that and be like, I have an inkling of who you are, but hi.
Well,
Your mic's on.
I can't claim. Oh, is it on?
I have him muted.
There you go.
Echo.
There we go. I can't claim to know who you gentlemen are, but apparently word has gotten around. I am quite the merchant, here to sell my stock.
Can I roll insight on his ass?
Yeah, go ahead. At disadvantage.
Oh, God. That's a 12. So 12.
Yeah, he is telling you the truth. In fact, everything he's saying seems like the fully honest truth. Like, you couldn't deny this man. This man is cannot lie.
Alright, do you have any lyrium?
Lyrium? No, unfortunately I'm fresh out of that. Although, if you're looking to purchase some draconic spice, I do have an extra powerful mix here in my bag.
No, I'm not much into spices. I need potassium and sugar, but those
No,
are for
oh,
something
my
separate.
friend. And I kind of lean in close.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's spice. Spice.
As you look at it, you realize this looks like lyrium. This looks like he's legit got lyrium in a jar, like just ground up lyrium, and you're not sure how he managed to get this shit.
How much for the spice?
I offer a fair price, my friend. I would say 200 gold an ounce.
As you realize, you're looking at the jar, it'll probably cost you about 2,000 gold pieces for the amount he has.
Give me a moment to think about it. I will be right back.
Okay, not a problem. Brazi, do you say anything to the Dragonborn selling a jar full of what is known to be just basically magic in a bottle, basically, right now?
So, what exactly are the properties of this dirt?
It's not dirt, no, he said it was lyrium dust.
What exactly are the properties of this dust?
Yes,
Fine,
this
sir.
spice, my friend, has many magical properties. It has healing properties. It has properties which can inflict madness and great curses on your enemies. It really can be used as just about any spell component for just about any spell that you would wish.
Okay.
Very
Want
good.
to go in on this with me? We each pay 1,000 for about it for
I
to get the entire job.
2,000.
This seems like some good price.
I would like to. Can I try and tell if the man is bluffing me? Like if he's.
Give me an insight check.
All right.
1 sec, Tillcat.
That's a 1. No.
Yeah, this man, he's 100%, like, this legit looks like lyrium to you. This looks like the same stuff you saw in the caves, like it's been mined directly from the ground down professionally.
Nice.
Tillcat, you are roboting.
You are roboting hard.
He's been roboting, yeah.
I'll buy it for 350.
350.
But
3
Tillcat looks at
gold.
you, Brazi, and goes, do you want to go into it, basically halvesies? 1,000 each.
Well, seeing as I only have 2,000 gold, I'd be giving you half of mine just for you to pay for this lyrium. I'm sure it'll be a great boon. However, I'm not sure that I want to pay 1,000 gold for it.
Brazi, give me a history check. See if you know the value of what lyrium is, yeah.
11.
Yeah, you know this stuff goes for about 5,000 gold pieces for about an ounce. The fact that he's selling about what you assume is about 2 pounds almost, is for only 2,000 gold pieces is almost a steal. This man is obviously just trying to get this stuff. He has too much of it. As you can see, there are more bottles of it on his person.
God damn it.
It is not a matter of. It is not a matter of what he is like offering. It's a matter of it is half of my current income, which I do not feel comfortable expending on something.
All right.
I'll give you 500 gold.
All right. Here's what we'll do. Then 3/4 of the jar for me to use for whatever I want. I use 1/4 to make you whatever you want.
That's fine. I'll give
Okay.
you 500.
I'll put in 1,500.
Okay, so as you two split it, he hands it to you and nods and kind of thanks you for your day and walks off. As Wolf is currently not in the room. So yeah, as he heads off, and you can see he has a few more jars on him that he's going off to sell. And Tilket, what you heard is that Brazzy kind of came to the realization that this stuff sells for about about a pound is about almost 5,000 gold pieces of the stuff. So the fact that he was selling you 2,000 for 2 pounds of it was almost a steal for you. And as soon as he leaves
Oh, damn.
and disappears, give me a perception check, Tilket and Brazzy.
It's an 11.
Oh god, and that was an 11 and a.
I know what happened. I know what happened.
I know what happened too.
You don't notice Golem standing
I
behind you.
didn't hear Tilket, but I'm gonna assume he said 1. So Tilcat doesn't notice, but Brazzy, you immediately realize this is just blue painted dirt.
This is just dirt.
I didn't even get to roll because I said give me a minute.
Oh, I thought you said 1. Okay, no worries. We'll go ahead and roll.
Either way, it doesn't matter. Brian told him
My
to-
passive perception is 17.
Okay, then yeah, you notice immediately. This is just blue dirt, just blue dyed dirt, and he's gone. As you look about, that Dragonborn has disappeared. There's now a dwarven child running about, looking like they're having a good time with some other kids, as you see them, and then you see a few scholars kind of walking about. As everything kind of goes on. But yeah, as he just seems to have disappeared with your money as you bought it for 2,000 gold pieces, realizing that, yeah, it was just blue dirt from what you'd guess is probably Dragonborn lands. As you can smell the Sahara on it. Did you walk it? Okay. Yeah, you're in. I don't. After a few moments, after the merchant just disappears, Vasul kind of comes walking up, and I mean it's pretty clear and easy to see Vasul in the crowds, as he kind of runs into you two, mostly catching and seeing Brazzy. Vasul, as you kind of show up, you see that Brazzy and Tilcat are holding a jar of blue dirt.
Why are you guys... Why do you have blue dirt?
Some merchant decided to trick us into buying dirt. We thought it was lyrium. It very much isn't. Luckily, I only spent 500 gold on it. However, our friend here spent 1,500.
I mean, it's pretty clear that it's blue dirt. Why'd you spend that much money on it?
Vasul, you can smell the fact that this is probably from... You recognize the continent as Draffica. You can actually almost tell where the city of this stuff comes from. You also recognize the blue dye smell comes from the lands of the Nords.
You have freaking Dragon Nord dirt. Congratulations.
Discord crashed me. That was fun.
You know,
Don't remind me.
All right.
I put the jar of dirt in the bag of holding. It may come in handy for something, because dirt sometimes contains nitrate anyways.
I mean, it is blue. It is blue dyed dirt. That is not something easy to do. It is not. It is not easy to dye dirt a color.
Yeah.
But you do notice that there
I'm gonna go and head for the shopping district now.
Okay. So as you guys head to the shopping district.
Oh, question. Should I get like my?
I stopped for a second and tell Vasul to get his ID.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vasul, as you kind of go in, as Tilcat and Brazzy kind of start heading off towards the merchant district, to catch up with Bardras. As you go in, Vasul, you see this dwarven man as he's talking to a elven merchant, and he's just kind of chatting them up. He seems to be trying to sell what looks to be a rather large golden sword that he has, and it looks like the deal's going well. You see a couple other merchants also buying from other dwarves. They seem to be of all races. No Loxodons, unfortunately, though. And as you head in, the high elven man behind the desk kind of points to you and kind of waves you over towards him.
Hello.
He goes, "Oh, Vasul isn't it? The Loxodon in service to Prince Ogain."
Yeah, that's me.
Ah, that dwarven merchant over there, the one selling the golden sword, he's been selling this sword that's apparently a Loxodon artifact he was telling us about. I highly recommend it if you have an interest. He's selling it for only 500 gold pieces, so it's a rather cheap deal these days.
I'll go take a look, cause I mean, Luxodon swordsmanship has never really been our thing. It's really stone, but I'll give it a look over.
Yeah, I'll have your ID for you here shortly. Don't worry. I assume that's why you came in, or did you come in for some other reason?
Well, I came in for the ID. I was told I needed one.
Ah, well, I'll have that to you in a few moments. Go ahead and feel free to go ahead and chat with that young chap over there. Although, be careful, there apparently has been some dragonborn around here selling fake spices. I'd be concerned.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the warning.
Alright.
Go to catch that dragonborn, I swear
As
to
you
God.
walk over Vasul, you see what looks to be this dwarven man in scholarly robes wearing, with a rather large shield and a very big sword. It's well crafted. You can give me a perception check if you want to see if you can tell the craftsmanship by looking at it.
Alright, perception.
Mm-hmm.
I have advantage, by the way.
That's fine.
Well, that's 26, maximum I could actually ever get. So yeah, 26.
Okay. Alright, give me a moment to calculate something. Just want to make sure I've got the item right. Okay, so as you walk over, you see this man, and you clearly recognize that this is definitely not actually a Loxodon sword. This is probably just what looks to be some sort of orc or maybe like an ogre like design sword. Like, it's a good crafted sword that you can tell. It's just definitely not made by a Loxodon smith. It's too small. But as this merchant continues to try and sell it, as he looks over at you and sees this giant white elephant in full plate metal, carrying around a rather large maul with the word Snake Smasher carved into it.
And Hunter, you only have advantage on spell checks.
I'll give it to him.
No, he.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he still got the 26 on the first roll.
Yes, but I wanted to know earlier his only advantage on spell checks.
Yeah.
My bad.
But as the merchant turns to you and just sees this large Loxodon creature.
Well, hello there, my huge friend.
Why do you lie?
I'm sorry? Excuse me?
That sword isn't Luxodon made. It's too small.
This sword is... Well, it is a little small for a Loxodon sword, but it was crafted by the finest of Loxodon smiths over 500 years ago.
That's weird.
You look
I
it
don't
up
remember
and
any.
as you look it up and down, Vasul, give me a history check.
Oh, that is not one of my forte. Well, 17 nonetheless.
Loxodon used to be amazing craftsmen. This theoretically could be if it was crafted for someone else. It definitely was never crafted for a Loxodon warrior.
What you're looking at, my friend, is called the Heart Seeker, also known as the Bloof Blade, also known as Savage Slayer.
Well, I know for a fact that it has fine craftsmanship, but I also know a Loxodon didn't craft this weapon.
My friend, I had legend lore cast on this, and I can assure you, it was worth the 500 gold that it cost to cast such a spell. I can assure you, this is Loxodon made, through and through.
And I, the Luxodon, can assure it wasn't made by a Luxodon.
The merchant kind of looks at you both and goes, "So, you know." He looks at you and goes, "I'm interested. Tell me more about this item."
Of course, of course. Well, as we all know, there was a great Loxodon smith named Bloof Blod. And that is where one of the many names of this savage, legendary weapon actually comes from, the name Bloof Blade. Bloof Blod, a white elephant, such as yourself, my friend. Very attractive, may I add. was a fine crafter raised by a butcher and brought himself up by the bootstraps, becoming a legendary smith, forging this and many other weapons in his time.
Give me an insight check, Vasul.
Good thing I have +6 on that too. But I rolled a 3, so that's a 9.
Give me a minute.
Don't you go with your passive?
If it's lower than my passive insight's 16.
Vasul, he seems to be telling the truth.
Wow.
And the merchant goes, I'm interested. How much for such a grand sword?
For such a grand sword, well, I mean, usually I would be offering a fair price for such a legendary weapon of 3,000 gold pieces, but, I mean, just between the two of us, you and I are friends, right? I can lower the price for you. Because I assume you will be a return customer through the ages.
The merchant looks at you and nods and goes, yeah, I'd be interested for 2,500.
2,500? Let's call it 2,200, and you will return to my store 3 times a year.
He looks to Vasul and waits to see if Vasul's going to try and underbid him.
Do you mind if I hold the sword to take a closer look?
Please, by all means.
Okay, as you grab the sword, it's a lot heavier than it looks, Vasul. This feels comfortable in your hand. The length, although it's called a short sword, would be considered almost a great sword for any other, like any common race outside of like Loxodon or like Ogre. And yeah, it's rather long, it's rather heavy, and you can feel it has magic in it almost immediately.
So this makes me question when I perceive that it wasn't made by a Loxodon.
Yes. No, I said it wasn't made for a Loxodon. It could have been made by a Loxodon for another race. It's too short for a proper short sword for a Loxodon.
I thought that's when I made my insight check.
No. Your insight check was to see if he was telling the truth on the story that he was giving you, which he was.
Oh. Okay. Gotcha. Well, you did say you were selling it for 500, didn't you not?
I never said any such thing, my friend. This is a legendary weapon crafted by a fine
When I walked
artisan.
up to you, you said 500.
Get a roll or a persuasion there, Vasul.
I would like to state that is what he said.
No, he said he spent 500 gold pieces to get it identified in legend lore.
I thought he said he was offering.
No, he paid for identification.
Yeah, he paid for the identification. But try and persuade him. See if you can convince him.
Alright, okay. I guess Vasul just misheard because he.
No, that's fine. I mean, this is good for Vasul.
I mean, I rolled an 8, so
Okay.
No.
Give me a second. He seems to look at you kind of funny for a moment, and then you realize that he's caught you in your accidental or misunderstanding.
I understand where we got a little confuzzled, my friend. I was saying that I spent 500 gold pieces to properly cast legend lore on this item, to see where it came from, and indeed it was worth the gold.
So what is this guy offering you?
2,200.
22?
Yeah, he's being offered 2,200 for the price.
I'll give you 23.
23, and you'll return to my shop 3 times per year.
23 and 2 times.
25 and 2 times.
The merchant kind of
25
bows
and
out.
1.5 times.
I'll call that a deal, my friend.
Alright. Okay, Vasul, take 2,500 out of your inventory, and he hands you a business card. What does this business card look like? Go, good merchant.
It is fully blank. It is a pitch black slate stone about 3 inches by 1 inch. And I go, whenever you need to reach me for any of your business or mercantile needs, you can just speak into this card, and I will respond.
I might have some of my friends come talk to you then. They might get some good stuff out of you.
Oh, please! Send more customers my way. Tell all the deeds of the mighty, Jeff.
Me. Alright. As the merchant hands you the sword, I'll add it to your inventory later, Vasul. He turns and leaves the shop, not having any other goods in the shield on his back, which it seems that might be something he's keeping for personal use. We're gonna take a quick short break, because the DM needs a minute to, not die. So talk amongst yourselves, please, previously.
Jeff. Yeah.
He bought that sword for 500 or 200 back at the start of the campaign.
Almost as bad as a Chief Unga Bunga. Almost.
Hey, listen, he was taking advantage of Vasul's intelligence.
Like every other good merchant.
Yeah.
Right side, Hunter, if it's what I think it is, that is actually a legendary sword. If he's actually a Blue Blade, then you actually got a legendary sword. Thing is, I don't think it's good for paladins.
I mean, this might be the artifact that DM was talking about for me to get, unless it wasn't. No, he said he would
promised.
No, he said he would just like give it to me. So I don't think this is it.
No, he said artifact. This is a legendary sword.
Yeah.
Hunter, what's your alignment
Oh, okay.
as Vasul?
Chaotic neutral, I believe. Let me double check.
All right.
Yeah, chaotic neutral.
You do not act chaotic neutral, but alright. So you can use the sword. Yeah. You can.
Justin.
I'm not doing it.
What do you mean you're not doing it?
Because me and him are actually friends in game. I'm not doing that.
Good there.
I'm actually friends. Yeah. I know this
Right.
guy. He has
Meanwhile,
never
I'm
done
gonna
me
try and
wrong
get.
once.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna have to get some fucking lyrium. Next time I'm casting identify.
Is Mike trying to do bad things to me?
No.
Not you. No.
No.
But I am not helping in your endeavors, Mike. Turn around.
That's fine.
Because I don't think you can succeed even with me distracting. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think you can do it.
I can totally do it.
Caspian's a better build than you. I don't think you can do it.
I can totally do it.
Plus, knowing him, by the time we meet him again, all the gold will be gone. The kind of
Don't
person
worry
he is.
about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It'll be great.
He's gonna spend it on dyeing jars of dirt blue.
No, he spent it all at a brothel last time. Yeah, Hunter, he asked me the same thing. I know.
No.
I know.
Yeah.
The man that ruined my fucking bag.
I mean, even though I did pay an exorbitant amount for this sword, I think I'm all right.
Wow.
However, I think there's one thing about the sword that makes it so you should not use it. I have to remember. Was it this sword? Is this the one I was thinking of? Yeah. Don't. I'm gonna message you something, Hunter.
All right.
And I'll tell you why right after. You should probably keep this in mind.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So you'll keep that in mind, right?
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's important.
Alright, welcome back everyone. As the DM comes back from ordering some food. Okay, so as Vasul, as you get your item, or as you take the sword, you see the men leave almost immediately. Heading out of the store and disappears off to the side as he heads down one of the main streets, kind of vanishing into the crowd. It's kind of hard to keep track of all these short people, to be honest, for you. And he doesn't seem to have the same smell based on your passive perception. Like, he doesn't have a unique scent. He seems to blend in for some weird reason, which is strange to you, but also almost impossible to track. As you kind of get the sword and sheath it, you immediately notice that the gold on it seems to kind of rub off on the sheath.
Oh my god! That was. I even like had a pretty good. Wow, he must be really good.
Dude, it's not even what I thought it was. It's just a fake sword.
You do realize underneath the gold, you do see magic runes on it.
Oh, well, there's something.
It is magical. It is something. You don't. It's definitely not made of gold, or it doesn't look to be something famous. But you do see also on the handle, it does say Heartseeker in like really poorly painted writing.
Okay, it might. Still
Wow,
be like...
with all of my excellent rolls and.
I want to tell you the what you had to get over was a 26 on average.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, Caspian's really good at those rolls.
Oh, I had to get over 26.
Yeah. On anything. You got lucky with one of your rolls on him. That was it. You did put him in a bit of a panic.
My first perception check of 26.
Yep. Yep, basically, yeah, you caught him off guard by realizing it was a big sword. It definitely was an Aloxodon an item made for Aloxodon. Just a Aloxodon.
What do you mean you're stealing from the rich? I was poor 5 seconds ago.
Yeah,
we only became fucking rich after doing a job and nearly blowing something up.
I want to point out, not rich, because plate still costed him like a third of his money.
So as you lot kind of head back, you eventually run into Barges, who's kind of standing at the standing out in the middle of the merchant districts, walking around, kind of viewing the shops here and there. As he keeps finding that most of the shops are sold out of lyrium. In fact, actually all the shops are sold out of lyrium.
Looking for anything useful to me as well.
Yeah, nothing seems to really come up. Most of the stuff that they're selling is common goods around here. It seems that most of these merchants have been bought out by someone, and whenever you seem to ask, it all seems to be these two guys leading a massive mercenary company that came through. As well as many of them seem to be low on gold pieces, as someone came through.
I know who those two are. Oh god, I'm not talking to them.
You also find most of them are low on gold pieces, as they had some sort of dwarven or dragonborn merchant that was coming through selling gear. And he seemed to, after you count out by basic math, he probably made around 20,000 gold pieces in this little merchant district after he left.
I'm gonna scratch my head. I have a feeling. I'm not talking to anybody, but like,
yeah,
I'm
no.
Thinking,
I want to stop in stores on the way and just see if they have nitrate, potassium nitrate, and sugar.
No one sells bananas.
I'm looking for powder.
Eve area.
Yeah, you're not finding any powder because most people don't trade in that down here.
Do I at least find sugar?
Nope.
And nitrate?
Sugar is not very common amongst the dwarves. They don't really care for sugary foods or sweeter foods. Most of them care for more bitter focused. That's why the dwarves are so well known for their whiskey as well as their coffee down here.
I start offering ash disposal services to take their ashes from their hearths.
None of them agree to it, as they look at you kind of suspiciously and weird.
Yo, why would they want to give away their ashes? That's carbon right there. Make metal stronger.
Oh well, moving on.
Strange kink, bro. Yeah. So as far as it goes, as they continue kind of going about their business, kind of shopping around, or as you kind of go about your business, you all gather together finally. I mean, Vasul is pretty obvious to see as he comes walking into the merchant district, so all of you immediately recognize it. And as you guys kind of join in the merchant district, you see Barges looks a little annoyed and confused by most of what's been going on.
I'm gonna tell them I'll meet up later, because I'm gonna have to go do something.
It has not been an hour.
I know,
Okay.
but I'm gonna meet with them later. How long has it been?
About 20 or so minutes by the roughness of change.
I can burn some more time first.
Yeah.
Is it possible to check what magical properties my overexpensive sword costs?
Yeah, Prince O'Gain.
Here, I'll identify it for you.
Prince O'Gain did mention that the scholarly district does have some legend lore casters as well as some identify casters.
Well, we have an
I'll go
identify
pay for
right
them.
next to you, so you can start with that.
Sure.
You have identify?
I have it.
Oh.
Okay. All
Yeah, I
right.
would hope he's an artificer. He better.
I'll burn 10 minutes.
Okay. So as you guys kind of sit around for 10 minutes, Brazzy, is there something you want to do in those 10 minutes?
In the 10 minutes that we're just sitting around?
Yeah, you're kind of just standing around waiting.
I mean, it's downtime. I'm going to try and get proficiency with stealth.
In 10 minutes, you got it.
Listen, it's downtime.
Okay. All right. Give me a stealth check.
A stealth check?
Yeah.
Okay. I have advantage on stealth checks, so...
Yep.
14.
Okay. So with a 14, you kind of try and walk around and hide. And as you kind of start to walk around and try and disguise yourself somewhat in the crowd, you realize most of these people are too short, and it's really hard to stealth.
Well, still, people do have disadvantage on perception checks against me when I have the cloak on, so...
Yet still doesn't give you proficiency, though.
Can I make a point? You still rolled lower than my passive. I see you clear as day.
God damn it.
All right. So as you continue doing that, after a bit a while, Vasul, you are as you're looking at this item, it starts to glow for a moment, and you do actually find out what this item is. Give me one.
And I'd just be rattling it off right away to everybody.
Oh, okay. All right. So you find out this is a short sword of warning. It doesn't glow right now, thankfully. Let me pull it up so that I have it. This magic weapon warns you of danger. While the weapon is on your person, you have advantage on initiative rolls. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet of you can't be surprised, except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep. The weapon magically awakens you and your companions within range if any of you are sleeping naturally when combat begins. It also glows when danger is around you.
I mean, that's not bad. It's just not worth 2,500 gold.
Actually, no. Those things are valued for most campaign settings at around 10,000.
I have added it to your backpack, Vasul.
Oh, okay. I was about to add it
that,
myself.
that was
but thank
actually
you.
worth it.
That
was a.
You
that was
also
a
find
steal
out the
on a sword
value
warning.
based on the identify. Varies depending on the land, but the average is around 1,000 gold pieces.
Boom.
Not terrible. It doesn't matter that you charge double
Still
for it.
not-
And
You're a dog. You made it over double.
in our situation, that thing's fucking priceless.
Yeah, I guess it's better for us as we're traveling around and in the darkness all the time.
True. As you lot continue, you're kind of waiting around. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I guess. I mean, I could definitely start attuning to the sword.
It'll take you about an hour, yeah.
It's an hour to attune. Yeah.
I'm gonna pop open my new old journal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start writing in it.
What are you gonna write?
I'm just gonna write the date and that. I'm also gonna look at this one and be like, later I want to look and see if I can get that enchantment down.
Okay. As you start writing it, the date disappears almost immediately.
I ignore that and just write down what has happened today and that I was scammed with blue dyed dirt, and I'm gonna have to find a way to get the blue dye out of it because that's at least worth something.
All of that disappears almost immediately.
Huh.
Also, Tilcat, why do you have nothing in your inventory? Oh, never mind. Never mind. I was looking at your character sheet. I see what you... Okay. Yep. Nope. As you look at it, yep, it just seems to continue to delete everything.
Weird. No wonder this... I don't feel like spending 1,000 gold, which I have to add my gold anyway. This 500 gold on legend lore right now, so I guess I'll just... I then just start doodling in it and writing random hellos.
It all disappears. But we will come back to you in a bit. Brazzy.
Proficiency with stealth.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
20 and... Oh, that was almost a not 20. 18.
Alright, yeah, as you go stealthing out, you manage to hide from the merchants around you this time, and the others, but still don't seem to gain proficiency in it.
Alright.
Or expertise, rather. Okay, and Burgess?
said it's been about 30 minutes?
Yeah.
How do I waste like 15 minutes?
You do realize he never told you exactly where to meet and which road.
No, but I'm sure he'll find me. I look different from every other dwarf. I'm sure he'll find me.
That's true. You do. You do kind of stick out walking around a city in plate instead of commoner's clothing.
Yes.
And being more rotund helps.
I mean, I wasn't gonna go there, but sure.
Do you say that in character, Cameron?
No. Tilcat's busy doodling in a book.
Okay.
That keeps having the text vanish.
I don't remember that. I'm going to read my amazing book of Rock, Paper, Scissors, Rulebook, Volume 37.
You gain advantage on all rock and paper scissors games for the next 24 hours.
Awesome.
Okay.
Who wants to play?
As you continue about, Wolf is watching in the background and listening in. Okay. As you lot head out, or as you kind of stand there, Barges, you eventually just leave the party and head out on your own.
Yep.
Okay. As you lot are kind of chilling out, relaxing in this center of this merchant district, you just suddenly notice Barges disappears and walks off into the crowd.
Damn, he's still better than Brazi.
Question.
Yes?
Would it be possible for Vasul to notice if somebody doesn't have a scent?
Yes, that's why I mentioned it.
Good.
Yeah. No,
I look at the other two and say, should we head back to where we're staying for now?
you never chose a place to stay.
Well, we were told to stay at the prince's
Yeah.
housing, so...
Okay. So you guys are gonna head back to the nobles district.
Yep, slow and steady.
Okay. As you get there, are you gonna head up to the scholar district, or are you gonna head up to the commoners district? You are closer to the commoners bridge.
We'll head up to the commoners district.
Okay.
I feel like this is gonna be a pain and a mistake, but
Brazi.
No, I'm not gonna go that direction.
Oh.
I'm gonna go to the scholars district.
Okay, Brazi, where are you going?
I'm going to follow Vasul.
Okay.
I like being around Vasul. Vasul is nice. I'm going with Vasul.
Okay. Alright, as you head off with Vasul, heading into off into the scholars district, you see a few scholars here and there. You notice there is a dwarf that keeps eyeing you every once in a while, Brazi. You've caught his eye you've caught him glancing at you a few times, but then again, you are an elf, and most of them keep thinking you're female, so, your intuition makes you, kind of causes you to write it off. But he does seem familiar, as you lot continue on. Eventually, as you kind of make it back up to Prince Mir's actual castle,
housing.
You guys arrive and you see the butler kind of polishing a few skulls, and one looks to be a dragon of some sort, small, but still looks to be some sort of dragon-like creature. And as you all arrive, you see Tilcat kind of walk up as well. The butler kind of greets you and brings you into the castle itself and kind of brings you to different rooms. Each of them seem to be in the same design: a single chest for your goods with a lock and a key placed on top of the chest for your own use. A four-cornered bed that, although the one in Vasul seems to be a little bit larger, and it's called the Orc Suite. It's still too tiny for you, Vasul, but it's better than the dwarven
for
bed.
when Golem visits.
I'm glad they at least try to accommodate me.
Yeah.
It shows they're kind.
As you lay down, I mean, your feet still hang off past the knees, but it's better than what a dwarven bed is.
It's much more pillowy.
No, most dwarven beds for Vasul's size, he would be have to lay on his side just to be able to fit on the bed, and he'd still hang halfway off. So it's more like a giant pillow for him. But yeah, so as you lay down, there are silk sheets. There seems to be a light lavender-like scent as you see a few flower petals in a little washing bin set up on a dresser with a mirror, as well as some simple clothing set up in there that are definitely in none of your sizes, as it seems to be designed for probably Prince Mir himself and his extra clothing, or maybe Prince Ogain. There's not much, and then there's a single torch that seems to light up as evening comes, and got almost distinguish. Fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Extinguish itself as daytime appears. As you are brought to your rooms, the butler tells you each to just stay in there for the night until you are summoned. Otherwise, you may relax. You may visit each other, and he informs you each where your rooms are. You're all staying right next to each other in rooms almost connected to each other at this point. But yeah, as you guys sit back and relax for the evening, you will all get a long rest. And I'll come back to you in a minute. Bardris, before I allow Brazzi to go off doing something stupid, you heading out towards the main street or main road, following it. There's 2 exits to the Thrumgollen. One to the west and one to the south. You have no idea about it. There's nothing on the map that shows a northern road.
Huh. Well, I could either do what I want to do and just leave, or I could wait right here.
You're currently just standing in the Scholars District, as this was the farthest north you could go.
And how far have I walked?
You've walked about half a mile from the Merchant District area.
Well, this is a real issue. Where does each exit lead? Where does it lead?
West heads towards other cities, and south also heads towards other cities.
Well, I guess I'm leaving, going back to Castle. Yeah.
Okay. As you start heading off, you kind of, for a second, catch the glance, and you see Red Dragonborn with your passive perception, standing at what looks to be a strange wall. What? What, Cook? Dolph?
Okay, so for the cast off armor places, you can doff this armor as an action.
Taking it off.
Oh.
Very quickly.
Yeah, basically it's so whereas normal plate
spring loaded off.
No, normal plate takes about an hour to put on and put off. This is just basically a massive chest piece, and then 2 sleeves that you put on. So they're very easy to take off quickly, unlike it being a solid single piece of armor.
Oh, okay. So it's really easy to.
Yeah, it takes only an action, so means it's 6 seconds compared to an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you're resting and then when you wake up when you're staying, like, say at an inn or something, and you have to don your armor quickly, it's you don't have to wait for an hour. You can just toss it on rather than go straight out. Which most adventurers take off are considered unarmored when they're staying at inns, or typically most players will take off their gear because it means you get a full long rest without issue. And I usually just roll with the assumption that players do that typically, unless there's a battle the next morning. I don't typically ask. So.
And that's why I've
Thank you, Brazzi.
specified that my characters
You're
sleep
welcome.
in their armor.
Did you say you were bored? Is that what you said, Brazzi?
No, I said you're welcome.
No, what'd you say before that?
Oh, no. I had a song going on and I forgot to mute my mic.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell? Are you insulting me there, buddy? I was like, fuck you, then. Okay. Yes. So, Bargus, you do catch the eye of a red dragonborn standing off what looks to be standing next to a wall, just standing there.
So I know this is gonna annoy Wolf, but when he traveled with me, he was a different color, so I'm ignoring you entirely and leaving.
No, he was red dragonborn.
I could have swore he was green.
Nope, he was red. Because he was always playing... He always looked like the guard captain he had met with that first day. The same one that sniffed the goldenrod... or told the guards to sniff the goldenrod that Snicknesh had been sitting on.
Why?
I don't know.
That was weird.
Is he looking at me? Does he see me?
Yeah, he notices you and is kind of like watching you.
I'm just gonna give him a raised eyebrow.
He nods.
I'm gonna sigh and walk over.
Okay. As you start to walk over, you see him kind of lean up against a wall, and suddenly a doorway opens as the rock seems to pull away, and he kind of heads in there.
You're gonna get ganked in a fucking alleyway.
No, Look, if I'm coming out one thing, I can beat him in a fight. I'm walking in.
Okay. As you walk in, he pushes on another piece of stone, and it immediately closes, and what lights up almost immediately is a massive And I mean, even after seeing Thramgallen, which is considered the largest city on the continent, a massive stone city. And he just kind of looks at you for a second and winks, and then he snaps his fingers and vanishes. And you see up on a sign that's carved above the city, Old Thramgallen. And then, as you kind of look for a second, give me a roll for a history check with advantage, because you are a dwarf.
History. Well, that's a 23, but I can hope to get higher. I almost got a nat, damn it. Alright, 23.
Okay, give me a moment to pull up something.
It bounced off of 20 and landed on an 8 for that second one. It's so sad.
That will happen. Give me a moment.
I couldn't have rolled much better. I rolled a 19 plus 4, so I mean...
Okay, 1 second. Let me just pull up something real quick. Do I have it here? Because I used to. Okay, I don't have it written down, which is unfortunate. You do as you kind of look at it, you realize Thramgallen is spelled very similar to an old dwarven word you remember reading once before, or an old Vedan word that you remember reading once before in a very ancient textbook that you are allowed access to, given your focus of studies being on dwarven history in general. That also spells the city of Kalam. And you remember this name for some reason, that's the god of life for the Vedan.
Huh.
And as you're looking around, you do have dark vision, correct?
I do. Yes.
So you do see a few statues, and each of them seems to be a rather large-looking dwarven fellow with a massive hammer slamming down on an anvil, looking like he is creating some sort of smaller version of himself.
I can only assume that's the god of life.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And this city looks untouched. Like, you can see dust still on the roadways as you're even walking through. You can feel, or you move dust out of your way.
I have an odd feeling I'm not supposed to be here, but the scholar and bard just refuses to leave. I'm gonna start taking notes and rough sketches.
You did see where he closed the door, where he moved a stone and closed the door behind you. So
yeah, I'll keep in mind where that is.
Okay.
As I'll start wandering, getting sketches of the statues, and I'll mark this new book, Lost City? ?
Okay. And give me a perception check.
Perception. Not very good at these. Okay. A good roll though. 18.
You start to hear groans off in the distance.
Groans?
Yes.
I'm good at fighting undead. This I can do.
Oh no.
But as you continue to listen, you first only a few, then more and more, until it becomes almost a loud echo coming towards you.
Yeah, I'm leaving. Damn it.
As you turn to walk out and open the door, it opens immediately, and you did see where he closed the door. Do you close it or do you leave it open?
I'm closing it.
Okay. As you close it and make note of where the city is, you could hear the groans, and just out of the keen side of your eye, you immediately notice that you see a few undead dwarves walking towards the a doorway. As it closes shut, though, the groans suddenly stop, and it goes quiet.
Oh, I see why that is. I'm gonna mark it Undead City under the Lost City.
Alright. As you write this down, you recognize that this is only in the courtyard of the Golden Owl Guild, the Adventuring Guild that you guys owed money to and registered with. I will mention, Vasul, you did get your identification, by the way. So, don't worry. Alright, Bargus, what would you like to do? You now see on your calendar and your clock it's about 10 p.m. at night. What would you like to do?
And you're the only one of us who didn't get ID.
Yep. Bargus doesn't care.
Thog
I guess
don't
I'll
care.
go back to the room.
Okay.
No.
Heading back towards the castle. Takes you a little while as the crowds are moving about that way. You kind of head out, and as you get there, finally arriving, the butler welcomes you in, and you see the rest of you get put in a room next to the rest of the party or your party, and food is brought to your room as it's a large dish of what looks to be some sort of pheasant with a strange red sauce put over it that seems to have a bitter, almost coffee-like taste. Mixed with what almost could be described as like a cranberry fluff to it. Yeah.
Add this to my book of foreign foods.
Okay. As you pull out the other book of your small
I have
collection.
books. I have books.
Thanks
on
for
many
the
people.
snack.
The cook kind of nods and walks off, knowing full well he is preparing a few dishes for Vasul. Oh man.
The night's done and over with. Vasul's eaten half of the food rations they have.
Yeah. As you lot kind of go head to bed, Brawzy, knowing you full well and knowing that I'm gonna get a PM if I don't ask, what shenanigans would you like to get up tonight?
Oh, nothing for tonight. I just wanna go ahead and work on my proficiency for tonight.
There's no way to be practicing stealth in a room with no one around you.
Then I'm going outside to practice it.
Okay. So as you head into the hallway,
Oh, I can
opening
see
the
this going
door,
wrong.
immediately go ahead and roll stealth.
That's a 7. Let's get that.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
The butler kind of looks at you funny for a second, and you realize he's staring at you. And he goes,
Yeah, buddy.
Brawzy Rothenall, right?
That would be correct, sir. I'll immediately get out of stealth, air quotes here.
Yeah, you're no longer hunching over, trying to, be unseen.
Sneak around.
I've been
You immediately stand up straight, dust yourself off.
I've been trying to work on my sneaking. It hasn't been going very well for me recently, though.
Oh, yeah, my son's the same way. He does this all the time. Good kid. I understand. May I recommend you not do that in the Prince of a Nation's household, as it's a good way to get shot.
That is a fair point, sir.
As he lowers his crossbow and takes the arrow out.
Very excellent rationale there for your point, sir, as I point to the crossbow.
Yeah, and he goes, and you see him wave his hand to kind of lower weapons, and you see now suddenly about 4 other people appear in front of you and lowering their own crossbows.
Also, excellent rationale over there too.
I would recommend maybe just practicing that outside of the city, or maybe another night.
Yeah. Alright, I can do that, I suppose.
Do have a good night, sir, and do understand that most of the butlers and maids here served amongst the legion, so they're skittish amongst foreigners.
Also, fair point. I'll go have a friendly chat with my compatriots then, if I can't.
Yes, and he suddenly claps his hands, and then each of you notice the door appears, connecting all of your rooms.
Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna be taking ashes out of the hearth that's in my room.
There is no hearth in your room.
Son of a bitch!
None of the rooms have hearths, in fact.
I'm gonna poke my head up and be like, is there a hearth I can get ashes from?
And man turns and goes and kind of waves his hand down. And suddenly, another 12 people suddenly show up here and lower their crossbows aimed at Tilcat. And he goes,
God.
No,
Okay,
no, good sir.
Tilcat looks unfazed. It's just like, okay.
No,
Shuts the door.
No, that's a reasonable reaction. I understand.
Yeah.
We do not
have a nice day, bro.
We heat the floors here through a water system that flows. So we have heated pipes that run through the entirety of the building, around 12 to 15 per floor, that heat the floors to keep the building warm in the summer or in the winters, and freeze in the winter or in the summers. And he thinks
That's actually an ingenious system.
yes, Prince
I
O'Gain
wonder
came
if
up
I'd
with
be-
it.
I wonder if I'd be able to put that into a wagon for travels.
Well, you may
the
speak
lab
to
nice
him
and
in the
cool.
morning. I welcome you to go and enjoy your quarters, and As I would recommend, as he looks down at what looks to be a simple iron, wrist watch almost, but with a little sundial on it. He goes, "The magic bars will be kicking in with a decapitation in 3 and 2."
Toadcat pulls his head in immediately.
And the DM
Shuts
will
the door
be
and
back
locks it.
in a moment as he's gonna go grab his food. Be right back.
Well,
Yo,
the only thing I
you-
can do now is start grinding up the sulfur I have.
You two are
Hunter-
really trying to get yourselves killed.
No, Hunter, I'm
No.
realizing these two have no common sense in a prince's home.
No.
Tailcat was raised by merchants.
When
Mike is like,
road.
oh, I'm gonna go practice sneaking inside of a
I
prince's
said get
castle.
out, when I said get out, I thought I clearly meant get out of the castle.
And Mike, I thought you
Clearly,
oh, you're trying to walk in the middle of the night in a prince's castle. You shouldn't do that.
out of the castle. I said
Well,
You're
okay,
in your
how
room
and how
in
you
the middle
get
of
out
the
of
night.
the
They're gonna
castle?
think you're an intruder.
You are in the middle of a castle. I'm gonna go outside.
out of the. I said, oh, I'm going to get out.
Mike,
Assuming
listen to me. Understand. You're trying to walk in the middle of the night, in the dead of night, into a
yes.
place that's definitely heavily guarded, and it's a prince's home who there's probably had countless execution attempts. And you really think nothing's gonna happen?
So who the fuck's been buying up
the
all the lyrium, by the
city?
way?
In the
He's
city.
a prince who is hated by a lot of people.
In the city.
Yeah,
You realize how unlikely it is for someone.
you know how many people have been assassinated in cities? Abraham Lincoln was shot in a fucking theater. I don't know.
I
what
mean,
you...
Franz
Archduke
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand was shot during a
Hold
parade.
on. Trent, are you trying to be Franz Ferdinand here and start World War One?
No.
Then
Swear to God,
cease.
I swear to God, if you kill that wizard while we're still here, I swear to God, I will stab you.
You're acting like most people don't get assassinated either in their homes or in public.
I mean, those are literally the only two places you can really get assassinated. John Kennedy was shot on the grassy knoll.
It was all in public.
Yeah,
Literally,
going to
the
was in a
most
fucking
famous
car.
Going
people
to
are
get
executed
used
in public or privately in their homes.
And
Michael,
guess
wanna
what?
hear your rebuttal, please.
I'm going to shoot you, Tilcat.
With what gun?
I'm not making you a fucking gun.
With a bow.
You shoot me, I will blow us all up.
Oh, Hunter, what's your armor rating, by the way?
21.
I have become
Nice.
your superior. I have the same armor as you and higher health. Let's do this.
Congratulations.
What's your health at?
Actually, do I have higher health than you? I'm checking. Hold on. I haven't checked your health.
If it's, yeah, you can. I'm pretty sure you might. You might have gotten something.
I have nothing really good on me for making grenades with, other than the sulfur,
yeah,
and
I
I
have
don't
10 more
trust
health
that.
I have 10
Oh,
more.
okay.
I have 7.
What do you have like a higher strength or something, or
Oh, I still have that weird
Oh,
pitch.
sorry,
Sure.
a higher con?
I have a 19 in con.
Yeah, that might explain it.
I
and I
still
also
have that
get-
random ass pitchfork.
No, Hunter, also dwarves get +1 health per level.
Oh, that also explains it.
Yeah, I naturally get more health than you being a dwarf.
Yeah,
Because I think we get something like, I think it's called Dwarven Hardiness.
that explains. Yeah, that's reasonable.
Where is it? Yeah, Dwarven Resilience. No,
Yeah, I
Dwarven
think you have.
There it is. Dwarven Toughness, +1 health per level.
Yeah, you're gonna have the most. I think I'll have the second most. No. I'll have about the same as
Vasul
Razi.
should definitely have more than you. By the
Yeah,
time we're
Vasul does.
He is a
Unless you,
paladin, and he has high con.
Vasul, have you been maxing out your health? All right.
There we go. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. So, apologies for the secondary break. I had to run down and let Wolf back in so we could get the food, because he didn't take the key with him. Left my door unlocked. Forgot that the front door needs a key to the building. So as we go down, or as you are relaxing in your rooms, you also notice, so the rooms go Vasul, Tilcat, Brazi, Bardras, and then another door is connected to your room, Bardras.
I'm not going in a random person's room.
Okay, well, as you...
But I do want to test.
Huh?
I do want to test something.
Okay, when you want to test.
My new sword. I
Okay,
would like to take it.
okay.
I want to see if water will go through the barrier.
Okay.
Because I want to see if it only blocks blood or if it blocks liquid in general.
All right. So are you gonna throw water at yourself?
I'm gonna pour a tiny bit of water.
Okay. So as you
Not
activate the sword, the water soaks through.
Okay, it's only blood.
Okay.
Good.
And as you're doing this, you suddenly notice a very buff gnome poke his head in.
Oh, God.
The Travelocity gnome is back.
I'm gonna wave him in. Come on.
Bardrus? Is that you?
Yeah.
Where did you guys come from?
As immediately the other doors all open up, and you all can... Well, minus Fasul, who's probably still eating at this point.
Tilcat's not moving. Tilcat's working on something.
Well, all of your doors all open suddenly. And you can hear a gnomish voice.
Are you still traveling along with, what's the big one's name? Snicknej.
Oh God, no. He... Okay, so shortly after you vanished, he vanished.
Really?
Yep. And now he's recently been captured. He's somewhere in the city. He tried to kill us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, so he's not friendly anymore?
He's kind of gone mad. Yeah, no. I tried to get his attention to talk, and he tried to kill us all.
Tilcat pokes his head around the corner being a gnome and...
You see a very, very buff gnome.
No, Tilcat knows him. He's seen the buff gnome.
Okay.
I've seen the buff gnome before. I go, hey, Caspian.
Hey, what's up, man?
The man.
Not
with no
much.
smell.
Trying to get a hold of
Vasul,
certain ingredients in
suddenly-
the city is a fucking pain in my ass.
You hear the man's voice, and as you look down, you notice you can't smell this man.
Hi, I don't think I know you. What's your name?
You smell familiar, but also you don't have a smell. This is
How does that make any
strange.
sense?
That's... Well... I'm sorry? I did take a bath today.
You have an
I
absence
kind of
of scent.
sniff my armpits a little. I think I smell kind of good. Bardrus, come here, smell me. And I lift up my arms.
I'm gonna smell him.
All right.
I'm also gonna...
Give me a perception check. Okay.
Oh, wait, Caspian, do you have that ring still, by the way?
18.
Yeah, he smells like rose petals suddenly, Vasul. You can smell it from here. He does smell suddenly.
I do still have that ring. I use it
Do you
all
mind
the
if
time,
I
actually.
borrow? Do you mind if I borrow it for the night so I might be able to make a replica?
I absolutely mind. I am never parting with this ring ever.
Oh, Captain, let me tell you a story about how this guy almost got us all killed. I'm sure you'd love to hear that.
That's
Please,
confusing.
please, regale me with the tales of your
Oh.
adventures.
So since you've been here, I'm sure you know what a dwarven blasting diamond is.
Of course I do.
So
I-
I didn't.
No. Let me tell the story. He thought that one that was near a city and unmined, near a bunch of sulfur, was a normal diamond. So he decided to try and take it. There was a very large explosion.
You do recall, Caspian, that about a year ago you had heard about a city exploding. Funny enough, you were actually traveling through that city as an orc at the time, and it just suddenly exploded out of nowhere as you started running for your life. You
I
managed
am
to,
not convinced that I caused that
I
explosion.
think I actually
You still
heard
did
about
it.
that.
you managed to escape, but you remember a Yuanti king was let loose out of a cage into one of the tunnels.
Thousands died, and a lot of untold evils were let loose. That was you.
Yeah, I'm just pointing at Telcat.
All right. You know what? Respect, fellow gnome bro.
It was interesting. If it was the real diamond, it would have been so much better for weaponry.
Kicking ass and taking names. Thousands
except now-
died. Good job.
Except now I'm
That
a
was
wanted.
your
Except
goal,
now
right?
because of that, someone wants to kill me. So
You know, a
we
little
don't
less
mention it.
important
Were
he almost
you-
took health kills.
You also recall, Caspian, that there's a bounty for the man who blew up Woden, the city, for hundreds of thousands of gold pieces.
Noted.
No, trust
I
me,
did-
we've all noted that. All of us.
We've all noted that.
However, it's
And the
only
only
to the
reason I
person
want-
who captures him.
Alive?
I never said that.
Okay.
I look at him and be like, and the only reason I wanted to look at your ring was so that I could actually help make a copy of it for more of Azul or Barges here for combat purposes.
I'm afraid
Telekinesis.
I just can't let it off my hand. Sorry, bud.
It doesn't have to come off your hand. I can study it on your hand.
I really don't want to hold hands with you all night.
Here, hold
You
on,
won't be
Casper,
holding
here's
hands.
the deal.
What about
No,
hold hands
okay.
with me?
As you see this elf, this black elf come walking out, it looks like a woman.
Hey there.
Oh, hey, cutie. The little gnome form grows to 6 feet tall. The abs get a little bit more defined.
Okay, never
I'm
mind.
sure
I'll find
tears
someone
a
else
little
that
bit.
has a fucking ring of
You
telekinesis I
can't
can
compare
study.
to Golemrod.
No,
Don't
hold
try.
on. I'm looking at Caspian saying, you know it's a guy, right? Just making sure.
Do you know what I am?
Nope.
Fucking freak.
Just tell that to the man that's been like.
Also noted.
I know you took all the women in a brothel once.
Again, a fucking freak. He gets freaky.
You know, that's you know, Tilcat. With your intelligence, you realize somehow this man's been invited to the prince's court and has a free pass without having achieved anything that you know of. Suddenly, a realization occurs: this man might actually be dangerous, and insulting him in any way may cause bodily harm. He's also been known for being a very advantageous person when the time comes for it.
I
This
would
is
like
true. Caspian, by the way, would you like infinite water for a while?
I'm
Give it to
pretty
everybody
good with
else.
the water I got, bud. Sorry.
Alright.
God damn it.
I'm gonna switch to
If you
reading
let him,
a book.
If you let him study the
Okay.
ring, I have something for you.
As Tilcat lays down and starts reading, yes, Vasul?
It's nice. It was nice to meet you, Mr. Big No Man. I'm gonna go to bed now.
You just suddenly hear the sounds of wood crunching as the bed drops to the floor, and Vasul just sighs and goes to sleep.
I'm not laying down, I'm just sitting for right now.
Vasul, this
reading.
is the best bed you've had in a while, surprisingly.
Man, living in
Note to self,
luxury.
make a bed that can grow to Vasul's size.
I wonder if the trunk matches the trunk.
Peeking around the corner at the door and looking at him a bit and being like, I'm not testing that theory for you. I'd ask Brazi
You
there.
hear
He has the
Vasul
most experience.
snoring.
Is he by any chance wearing a kilt, and do I by any chance have a ribbon?
No!
No, I know that song.
Yeah, that's my
Stop
favorite
this.
song. I sing that all the time.
I know.
I don't know. I've never seen that elephant wear a kilt. But if
He-
you want to ask someone about
Listen.
size, ask Brazi there about Golemrod.
I don't think my little guy won first prize. Okay.
I will mention, Caspian, you know Golemrod. You've met with him and you proved you were bigger.
Ah, yes.
I mean, he can change shape at will. It's not really surprising.
Yeah, you in fact taught Golemrod a few tricks on how to perform on drow women.
Indeed. I do have a few, well, actually 11 herbs and spices that I do use to enhance my performance.
Is it the dirt that you gave us earlier? No.
You don't know that was him?
But still.
Set the jar of
I'm
dirt
looking at
down
Caspian
in my
Dungeons
room.
Sorry, Burgess?
I'm looking at Caspian, don't even try it.
Hey,
I've seen your games.
I have no idea what you think I would try with you. You're a friend.
Okay, well, on that point, I would like to cut a deal to let him study the ring. I have something very expensive if you want it.
What do you got?
Blue dirt.
I have half a pound of raw lyrium.
Which would be
Very
about
expensive.
2,500 GP.
Yeah, and this is actual lyrium. Fucking-
I hear this, I look around the corner, I'm
It's-
staring
I mean,
daggers
not
at
unless you don't
Bargers
know
for
what
a
you're
second
doing
and
with
then
it, but you're
going
not
back.
a caster, so you know.
I'm gonna look at Tilcat. You told me to buy this, and now I'm cutting a deal to get you something else.
You also know most dwarves are fiends for it, so they'll fucking fiend
I
over
would
hard.
be
And it's been bought out. In the
better
city.
to
There's
have
no
that
supply left.
than
That's very valuable.
the ring, but whatever you choose.
You know what? It won't leave my hand, but you can study it all night if you wish. For that lyrium, yeah.
Tilget.
That works for me. That'll at least get us the enchantment.
All right. There you go.
Okay, as you hand him the half a pound of lyrium.
I'm being because Caspian's a friend. Yeah.
Okay. Caspian, go ahead and give me an investigation check on this item.
It's blue dirt, motherfucker.
It's
No,
not.
it's not.
No, it's legit. I'm just seeing what he figures out what's
Yeah,
worth.
I mined this myself.
As you look it over, you'd guess right now, based on what you've seen, it's probably worth about 15,000 GP.
Ooh wee.
Because there's none. You've been walking around. Everyone's talking about how they got bought out by a mercenary company.
Good to know.
Yeah,
Go tomorrow and put in a special
It's like,
order
who
for
they
that.
are. I'm terrified of that company. I know who's leading it.
You should be, because they're even worse than you think.
Yeah, I know. I'm not getting within 1,000 feet of them.
It makes you wonder why Caspian's in the city suddenly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And why he knows shit about that one city you just found. Alright. As the party kind of spends the night relaxing, catching up.
I study the ring.
Which ring is this?
The
Stonky's ring.
Stonky's ring.
the one that has telekinesis.
It's a really strong non-combat.
Oh.
So.
I'll allow it. I love that ding diddly diddly dee fucking got flagged in my in my Twitch chat. I just had to approve that. I hope you know, Cook.
What did he say?
He posted the lyrics to one of the to the song that Wolf was referencing earlier, and the fucking ding diddly dee got fucking caught in my word allowance. Okay. So as you start studying the ring, what's the ring do exactly?
It allows you to cast telekinesis at will, but you can't cast it on creatures or anything that's being carried by a creature.
Okay, give me an Arcana check, Telcat, with advantage.
Out of combat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so glad for. Wait, no, that's a 17.
What
So
level
24. Yeah, 24.
What level of item is it?
It's common.
It's technically
It's
a common. It allows you to cast a level 5 spell at will.
Okay, so as you kind of look it over, the ring you understand how to make the enchantment on. You're not sure if you can. You're pretty sure you can't replicate it.
Not right now, at least.
Yep.
Not unless I was given enough time to. But
And
I
a
still
night-
take notes about how to in my enchantment journal at this point.
In your old journal or your personal journal?
My personal one. I have
Okay.
one for enchantments and spells and
Okay.
mechanics ideas.
So as you write it down, you draw the designs, but you're pretty sure right now you could replicate the design of the item. It just wouldn't be nearly to the same level.
I basically need to use lyrium
No.
in its making to power it up enough for me to actually
Nope.
do it.
You don't know how you'd be able to get to that level. You figure you could probably use a minor version of it if you had to create something similar. But as as Caspian spends the night up with you, laying there as you stare and fiddle with his hand,
Wiggling my eyebrows profusely.
Caspian doesn't seem to sleep a wink either. He stays up all night. And as the morning comes,
I give him a wink.
Belt pouch.
the butler comes. The head butler Sai comes and wakes everyone up, having breakfast brought to you. And you see as he sees Caspian sitting there and goes, "Oh, the king will see you now. Don't worry, sir. I will have him ready for you in the next few moments."
Thank you.
Oh,
And
that's why.
he kind of starts heading out, and and another butler comes in looking similar to Sai but older, and goes, "Good sir, Caspian. I'm so sorry for the wait. We are ready for you anytime you'd like."
Of course. Honestly, it's no trouble at all.
And he escorts Caspian out, and as you guys look out the window, you see Caspian being taken to the main castle above the Colosseum.
He's gonna
I
fuck
should-
the king.
What
I
form
shoot him a
does the
thumbs
king
up.
Prefer?
You show up in your gnomish form.
Female drow.
As the last thing that is heard by any who are nearby is Caspian getting asked or begged to take on a quest for them. As Caspian disappears. Alright. As the party awakens, they are brought to the prince's quarters where the prince explains that the city of Kalam has been discovered. discovered by, in fact, an adventurer that is considered legendary in these lands. As he looks at you all sitting down at the table, Vasul, who's kind of having to stand due to the fact that none of the chairs fit him, kind of bending over, almost at the hip to try and get some of the food off the table.
I said a total of 6 chairs together.
It's
to make
not
sure there's
enough to
room.
hold his weight, as Vasul
Spitting
knows that.
crisscross applesauce.
Yeah, Vasul still has to lean over to even reach the food.
I go get him at least a couple hundred pillows for underneath his rear end for on the floor.
You're not allowed out of the room as the guards are still holding tight. And the Prince Ogain continues, goes, well, I have a quest for you lot. If you don't mind, you won't have to go far, and it may help you. There is no choice to say yes or no. You will be taking this quest. He looks to you lot and goes, the city of Kalam was recently discovered by a very legendary adventurer in our lands, a gnomish figure of great power in these areas, well respected and well treated. He has discovered it, but refused the quest to take on to explore it, as he has very little interest in ancient history like that. So I'm giving you lot, this quest. The city of Kalam will be explored and cleaned out by you lot. I will warn, though, what lies at the center may give you information that you are not yet prepared to learn about this world.
Okay, I just hope it doesn't collapse like the last city.
No sulfur in this one, as he smiles at Vasul and gives him a wink.
Vargas is gonna speak quietly, just still next to him, can hear if we survive.
Ogain looks at you and goes, exactly. That's why I'm sending 2 paladins. And he smiles.
Now, what can we expect in this city?
Death, undead, and more undead. Geist,
I pull out
zombies.
a book from my bag of holding of the language of the undead. We might be able to be diplomatic about this.
My prince, you realize I'm not exactly a holy paladin.
Prince Ogain just kind of nods to you and says, no, but I imagine your friend Brazi would be very good at sneaking around, as I've heard he's made good friends with the local merchant caste.
I look at Brazi, I look at the prince, and I say, he got caught trying to sneak out of his room last night.
Like, instantly.
Like, immediately.
He looks at Brazi and says, I know you're interested there, young Brazi, Rothanol. I'll tell you what. If you take this quest, I'll have all these children and slaves that have been taken freed. The moment you can return.
The moment I return?
Correct. So long as you show proof that you've completed this quest.
Can that hold true if we come back without him?
He looks at you and goes, yes, if he should not survive, I will still hold my end of the bargain. Should he agree?
If we're gonna do this, Brazi, at least put the contract.
He nods, and immediately Ogain hands him a contract that says exactly that.
I would like one more thing.
Yes?
I would like training done in order to increase my proficiency in stealth, as although it is what I wish to be good at, it has not been in my favor as of late.
That's the truth. As he looks at you and nods and says, I'll have my head butler Sai immediately go ahead and teach you everything he knows, as he spent many of his time as a scout for one of the legions on the surface world, encroaching on the Orcish lands. He even managed to sneak his way into the Queen's own quarters at one point.
Alright, well, in return, I will complete this quest for you, and I will also get those children freed, correct?
You will have those children freed upon your return and proof of completion of the quest. And about this completion, as he looks at you all.
What proof? What proof?
There is a crown long lost to our people. Not magical, not valuable, just simply a crown made of red stone. No, not like literally just stone that is red. It just grows naturally. But it has the insignia of my house on it. It will be at the throne room, should be, where you should be able to retrieve it. If you can get it and bring it back here, That will show me that you have vanquished any major enemies in the area. For for the undead are supposedly tied to the item.
Blood crown.
No magic to the item, thankfully. Just an item from a simpler time.
Well, then, for what I'd want is, do we get a day to prepare first before we head in there?
I can have you sent there immediately. What do you require of me?
I'm gonna want some holy water, and when I come back, I'd like to be able to get some lyrium, some gunpowder, and a few other minor chemical necessities for making some smoke bombs.
I can
To
provide
try and
you
help
with the
this
smoke
idiot.
bombs. I cannot provide you with lyrium, as lyrium mines have been all but cleared out as of recent.
There you go. He can give you your final product. Get production.
I mean, that'll work. Smoke bombs, and then I'd like to talk to some clerics about purchasing some holy water as well before we go in there, because that'll be much more useful against the undead than just my plain spells.
He snaps his fingers, and you see a priest come walking in with a big, almost a gallon worth of water, and starts blessing it.
Perfect. I do have a few other things I'd like to talk to you about, but that's more on the mechanical side of your housing. Amazing.
He nods and says, "Yes, and Bardras, of you?"
I expect some training if I survive, and access to some of the books that I normally wouldn't have access to.
You'll have access to my personal library should you request it. And in fact, I'll have you trained amongst my butlers who served amongst the Legion.
Some
Bardras
shield
will
training
nod,
would be nice.
knowing he can't refuse this quest anyway.
And he looks to Vasul and goes, "And for you, great and mighty Vasul."
I guess some shield mastery. Training. I need to get better at that.
Okay, he nods and says, "I can do such a thing. I will have
Either
one of
that,
my shield women."
Either that, or if you choose, if you were able to find a mount, that'd be appreciated.
I'll tell you what, I will find you the most exotic mount you could find in this city.
Thank you, sir.
He looks to you all, says, "You will set out immediately. Your gear will be brought to you. That which you do not carry." And he looks to the rest of you and says, "I would like to speak to Brazi for a moment alone."
Yes, sir.
All right, I grabbed the gallon of holy water once it's done being blessed.
It immediately
and put it in the bag
shrinks
of-
down to a small little water jug.
I put it in the bag of holding. I'm like, yeah, this will work.
Okay. As
Giving Ozzy a look before I leave.
I look back at Brazi and I say, don't fuck this up.
As everybody leaves, I'm going to give a little curtsy in the traditional drow fashion.
Oh, curtsy.
I'm going to employ all of normal drow etiquette techniques that I have learned in my time as
he looks at you and says, "Calm down. That's not what I'm asking of you." Two things.
You're not being whored out.
And he kind of stops for a second. And he takes off his wizard's cap, and he finally takes the overall giant cloak off, and you see him in his normal nobleman's clothing, and he sits down and he says, "From one son of a royal to another, I highly recommend for the future, don't tell people your last name when you're trying to hide out. Your father's looking for you.
Lovely.
Your brothers are dead."
They're dead?
"Yes. And you are now the heir to the estate, which means a lot of problems. Your father is looking to re-educate you."
I'm very much not interested in that.
"I will do my best not to tell him where you are, as he's already contacted my father, who has mentioned that you have been found in this city. I would recommend after completing this quest disappearing quickly, along with your little birds," as he smiles at you.
Well, I very much appreciate the warning. Thank you, sir, as I give a little bow.
"Yes, I paid well for your birds not to be captured by the local clans of Scottmish. By the way, next time, don't send them into a city where there's members that are a little more untrustworthy. They're a lot more likely to get caught." "But they are fine. They are in the city under my care currently. And I've already talked to the merchant that you got a nice big bounty with by trying to free his slaves. and he has agreed to drop the interest in you for now, and has
Well,
agreed to my
very much.
request.
I very much appreciate all the favors you've done for me, sir.
You will repay them long and overdue if you manage to retrieve this crown.
I very much wish to do that for you.
He nods and goes, and from one spy master to another, you're getting better, but the capital's always full of snakes, and you are but a mere minnow in a large pool.
Fair point, sir.
And he smiles at you and goes, have a good day.
You too.
As he excuses you.
Go away.
Okay. As you head out, you see the butler seem to eye you, and eventually as you all head to where Bargis knows the entrance to the city to be, which is now well guarded by a few soldiers standing there. That is where we're going to leave the session for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and we will see you on the next session.